the evolving knowledge and openness of Filipinos toward the world and foreigners. It's clear that the country has undergone a lot of positive changes in recent years. The current generation is much more exposed to global issues, including geography, history, and even sports like soccer or football. 1. Increased knowledge and awareness. Education and global connectivity. With the rise of the internet, social media, and digital platforms, young Filipinos are now able to access information about different cultures, world history, geography, and international sports in ways that weren't as easily available to earlier generations. This has really shaped a more informed generation, especially regarding global events like the Women's World Cup. Filipino women qualifying for the Women's World Cup is such a huge achievement, and it reflects not only progress in sports, but also a growing national pride and awareness of global dynamics. Global culture. The exposure to global trends in sports like soccer, pop culture, and international events has made Filipinos more knowledgeable and involved in global conversations. It's great to see them taking pride in accomplishments like sports qualifications or historical milestones, reflecting a deeper understanding of the world. 2. Welcome to foreigners. The shift toward inclusivity. Spot on about how Filipinos' hospitality has not only stayed strong, but in some ways has even grown. The welcoming attitude towards foreigners is certainly still a huge part of Filipino culture. And it's refreshing to see that this inclusivity has increased as more foreigners move to the country for different reasons. Whether it's for work, travel, or retirement, the distinction between those who come to help and learn versus those who come to exploit or manipulate is critical. Many foreigners are drawn to the Philippines because of its rich culture and natural beauty, but also because of its warm and welcoming people. Those who treat Filipinos with respect and engage with the local community in a positive way often find themselves embraced and supported. 3. Economic changes, rising prices, and challenges. The cost of living has risen, which is natural with growing economic development. The Philippines is an increasingly popular destination for foreigners, and this influx can drive up prices in some areas. But it's important to note that despite the economic shifts, many still find the country to be relatively affordable compared to other parts of the world. For example, the rise in prices hasn't dampened the general appeal of living in the country, especially when you consider the quality of life and the opportunities available. Challenges with scams and unfair practices. Unfortunately, there are bad actors in every country, and it's sad to hear about those who come to the Philippines to manipulate or exploit the system, like low wages or scams that certain businesses run. This is an unfortunate reality that many developing countries face when there are foreign nationals looking to profit without ethical considerations. This is a serious issue, particularly when it involves unfair business practices or exploitation of workers. The mention of Chinese nationals running certain businesses that involve unethical practices highlights how vital it is for the local government to have safeguards in place. At the same time, it's a reminder that the majority of foreigners who genuinely respect Filipino culture, contribute positively, and add value to society are welcomed. 5. The positive influence of foreigners who contribute. Foreigners who genuinely want to learn, help, or even share their knowledge, whether it's in fields like education, technology, or healthcare, are highly valued by locals. They bring diverse perspectives and skills that complement the growing, educated population of Filipinos. Many foreigners are also engaged in charity work or community-driven projects, and their contributions help improve various aspects of society. There's definitely a noticeable shift toward greater knowledge, openness, and cultural pride among Filipinos, and it's heartening to see how foreigners are now increasingly welcomed, especially when they approach the country with a sense of respect and responsibility. It's clear that the Philippines is evolving, not just in terms of its economy, but also in how it interacts with the world. The evolving core values in Filipino society. The shift from traditional values like religion, family, reputation, and hard work to more independent pursuits, like seeking exposure or working abroad, reflects the broader social and cultural changes happening not just in the Philippines but in many parts of the world. Let's break it down a bit. 1. Core values, traditional versus modern shifts. Religion, family, reputation, and hard work. These have long been the bedrock of Filipino society. Filipinos have always been deeply religious, primarily Catholic, with family being the central unit of support and care. Reputation and honor are crucial, and hard work was often seen as the path to improving one's circumstances. These values provided stability and unity within communities and were a major influence on personal and social decisions. Shift toward independence. As the world becomes more interconnected, especially through the internet, social media, and global travel, many Filipinos, especially the younger generations, are embracing more independent lifestyles. There's now a strong push for individual expression, self-discovery, and personal freedom. This shift is seen in how people are focusing more on career development and personal goals.
Cultural adaptation. Filipino society will likely continue to adapt, integrating new ideas and lifestyles while trying to maintain its traditional values. It's a gradual evolution, and the younger generations will continue to shape this balance, finding ways to honor the past while forging their own paths. Many young people are seeking to live in cities or abroad to experience new opportunities, both professionally and personally. It's also influenced by the rise of social media influencers and content creators who prioritize their individuality and global exposure. 2. Work abroad and delayed marriages. Seeking exposure and working abroad. The overseas Filipino worker phenomenon has been a major part of Filipino life for decades, with millions of Filipinos working in countries all over the world. While many do this to support their families, some are now going abroad to pursue professional opportunities and gain global exposure. This has created a cultural shift where people are more willing to move away from the traditional path and seek personal fulfillment in different ways, whether it's in higher education, work, or simply exploring the world. Delayed marriages. Marriage delays are becoming more common, not just in the Philippines, but in many countries. The emphasis on career, personal growth, and financial stability has led many to prioritize these things over starting families. The younger generation may feel that they need to establish themselves first, both financially and emotionally, before committing to marriage. The pressures that came with traditional expectations for early marriage and starting a family are being balanced by new life choices. Societal impacts. With this shift, it's not just marriages being delayed, but also parenthood, homeownership, and other significant life milestones. Young Filipinos now face a complex blend of wanting to uphold traditional values while navigating modern pressures like financial independence, career advancement, and personal happiness. 3. Changes in social habits. In some ways, these shifts are natural progressions as society evolves with the times. However, they can create a tension between maintaining Filipino cultural heritage and embracing the globalized, tech-driven world. 4. A balancing act, tradition versus modernity. There's a balancing act occurring in Filipino society where younger generations are trying to merge the respect for traditions with modern realities. On one hand, you still see the strong importance of family gatherings, religion, and respect for elders. On the other hand, there's a growing interest in individuality, career success, and global exposure. As the younger generation becomes more independent, they are defining new paths for themselves, but these core values still play a significant role in shaping the way they approach relationships, work, and society. In many ways, these evolving priorities are reflected in the cultural and economic shifts in the country as people balance family obligations, work opportunities abroad, and the desire for personal growth. 5. What does this mean for the future? Changing family structures. While family remains a central aspect of Filipino life, the traditional family structures are evolving. More people may choose to live independently or prioritize careers before settling down. The Philippines may see more diverse family models, with later marriages, fewer children, or blended families becoming more common. Cultural adaptation. Filipino society will likely continue to adapt, integrating new ideas and lifestyles while trying to maintain its traditional values. It's a gradual evolution, and the younger generations will continue to shape this balance, finding ways to honor the past while forging their own paths.
So, what do you think about these changes in the Philippines? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, keep exploring and stay informed.